Right back, man. We had some technical difficulties there. Something went down. I don't know what went down.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
As we proceed to give you what you need, we back at you with another banger, Young Elder Gang. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Now, that's a lot going on in the land. I mean, we making it clear at this point. I mean, all the games that's been going on and the systems and the cookie is starting to crumble, right? And we still see we got a lot of people, especially Nubians that now, who are racist, man. They racist. Now, they say they got a right to be racist because of what happened to them. But you got to understand now that the people that did what they did to you, they blacker than my glasses. They ain't white folks. And for all my white folks that think you white folks, you ain't white folks. There's no such thing, technically. White folks only exist in the matrix. Black folks only exist in the matrix. White and black don't, that's yin and yang principles. That's the Piscean age. That's, if you still thinking like that, if you still thinking white and black and we should hate people for the color of their skin, that's you still holding us back into the Pisceans age, the yin and the yang, right? Principles. Like Doc used to say, nobody wins the race in racism. We're gonna be always pulling each other down if we don't get together and do something about it. Now, people were saying, because we got a lot of religious guys coming in, and they a little shook up. They stuck. Some of them stuck. But for you religious, because somebody said, "Oh yeah, that prophecy," because we just put out the Matrix tape, and when the Matrix, the Architect, Neo, when he told Neo, "You just a program too," because Neo is just a program too. The idea of some Messiah coming back to save everybody is all a program. It's a program. No Messiah is coming back to save you. You're gonna have to save yourself. Each and every one of you are Jesus yourself. You are your own savior. Now I'm gonna tell you how it works though, and logistics. If you on a boat, you fall off a boat and you don't got a life vest and you drowning, and another guy come along and save you, he becomes a Jesus figure because he saved your life. So anybody that saved your life to become that type of energy, It could be from that type of energy. It's an energy, really. Because people say, why you got the Jesus teach? Because it's an energy. I can give you the signs on it. I can give you the signs on Jesus, because we alchemists, right? And we know that words are power. Because I was talking to my girl yesterday, and we was talking about how why they say curse words are curse words, and like I was explaining to her, when you're talking about curses, you're talking about what the Spanish Inquisition labeled as witchcraft, right? Witchcraft, right? And so words that you would say that are curse words, they were labeled as curse words, but under the Spanish Inquisition, they wasn't curse words at first. Let me explain. When they came to slaughter us and burn us at the stake and steal our land under the Spanish Inquisition, and under, you got to get my tapes called "We Were Alchemists." We are the real alchemists, part 1 through 4. We got a whole playlist on just alchemy. We got the whole playlist with breaking down all Tahuti information, just in the in that, right? But as we getting into it, words, you find out words are energy, right? And so under the Spanish Inquisition, when they came to slaughter us and burn us at the stake and take our land, right? On the 1476 was when they shook hands, the Dirty Moors, and set up their front man, which they called a straw man. The straw man was set up in 1476. It came over, they brought it over here, right? But the idea of a straw man is a front man. It's like a person like a front man, your all caps. And so, and it's actually mentioned of in Genesis chapter 9, verse 25, where it says, a servant shall he gonna be unto his brothers. They created the straw man, the front man, right? We'll get into that later. But as they slaughtered us, and then what we would do, we would say certain things to them for what they was doing. Like when they would slaughter our children, we would say, the curse words, what they call curse words, like the F you and you F you mothers, we would say all these to them. And it was how we said it that carried the energy. Because somebody can say a curse word to you, but if they don't say it with a certain gravitation, a certain energy behind it, it don't work. It doesn't work. Now, if they say it in a certain type of format, in a certain type of energy, that's what casts the curse. That's what casts the spell. But if they just say, "Oh, like some of y'all call y'all women call y'all homegirls bees. Oh, that's my bee. That's my bee, right?" And the format that you're using it in, the context you're using it in the energy, the way you're using it, it ain't casting the spell, or is it? Because of the technical meaning of it, of what it means. But y'all, you use it in the context of as it ain't a curse word. It's like, that's my friend, that's my dog, and check that out. That's my dog, because that's really what it means, right? Female dog, but that's my homie. That's my agent. So the energy of it is starting to change. And some people might disagree. Like I say, it's perspectives on that, based on how you utilize the word. You can utilize because everything has 3 sides to it. It has a good side and a bad side. Then that's in a little bit of in between. So it depends on when somebody that don't like you and they coming at you and they say it like in a certain way, then that's casting a spell. That's a curse word then. Because once they say it, a word is a spell. Words are spelled out. You got to spell a word out. And when you say that word in a certain energy towards a person, that's when it becomes the curse. But like I say, if you say it in another type of way, well, all soft and like nobody gonna believe it. Nobody gonna take that serious. But if you say it in a certain way, people gonna take that energy, and they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, well he really mad," or that's some negative energy that he's giving off because of how he presented the word. So, like I say, we had these words. They were really words that we used during the Spanish Inquisition. As they came into our land and attacked us, we would say these words, like like I was just suggesting that when they were killing all these kids, the young boys like Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, and the other little young brother that just got killed, McGee. We don't, well, they say he's committed suicide, but we know what happened really happened up in North Carolina. When they do these things, the parents need to go publicly like we used to do before the Spanish Inquisition and curse these people, condemn these people. Whoever did this to this boy and think you're gonna get away with it, you gonna be cursed 4 generations. We should say these things. And under the Spanish Inquisition, because they were doing what they were doing to us, they said that what we were doing was curse words and we were witches and warlocks, and they had different methods of taking us out. One was burning at the stake. What's going on, Splash? P Splash. Man, that sounds like you got a P bone in your body. Got the PIMP, man. Put it in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? We got a tape on that too called The Origin of Pimping for all you people that say, oh, y'all young, he's a black devil. He be talking about negative things. Yeah, that's your perspective. We talk about everything over here. But the black and white thing is what we're talking about, the yin and yang, and are we in a race? Keep in mind, like I say, the concept of the race, white and black, is created for the matrix. Outside of the matrix, that doesn't exist. Nobody's black and white outside of the matrix. You either Irish, and we can get into that too. That's even another paradigm. But you either most of you people that saying your child white, you're not taking they'll be classifying you as what you call a Caucasian, right? A lot of y'all are not Caucasian. A lot of you people that saying you white, you're not Caucasian. First of all, if you check your blood type, you might be O blood type. That's the first sign. If you O blood type, you're not Caucasian. Caucasians didn't have O blood type. Caucasians got B blood type. Real Caucasians got B blood type. They're original meat eaters because they were drafted out of the B blood type Hindus who got the same blood as the tiger, and they meat eaters. B type is meat eaters, and these people can eat raw meat. That's why real Caucasians can't cook their meat all the way. They gotta eat their meat half cooked because they got the B type, and they really like a type. They really don't even supposed to eat it cooked, right? But they're supposed to just eat it raw like the tigers. Go in the jungle and bite down into the crack of a gazelle or zebra or something and go to town. They did do that for a while in Europe and in the Caucasus Mountains. But they can't. If you go try to eat if you are another blood type and you go try to eat meat and it's half cooked, you will get sick. But a B type, which is real Caucasians, they can eat raw meat. They can eat sushi and these things. That's why they eat that over there. These people over there, the Asians and all that, because they got the frugaloid. The frugaloid is the B type. That was Yaku's drafted beings. They got drafted out of the Hindus who had a B blood type. They are actually extraterrestrials, and we don't want to get too spaced out because we don't know who all in here. But like I say, if you don't got blonde hair and blue eyes, these beings had blonde hair and blue eyes. If you don't got blonde hair and blue eyes, you're not Caucasian. Okay? Caucasians come from Caucasus Mountains. That's why they get the name Caucasian. And how I got the name Caucasus Mountains is because when these people got casted out the land, the Hyksos, who are your frugaloid Caucasians, Yaku's people, the Jacobites, when they got cast up, ran up out of ancient Kemet of the East, right? This ancient Kemet of the West, where we had over here, Tamaray, and then Tamaray of the East, during the time when Akhmos and Kakmos, who were two brothers who had a father named Sukhintare Told II, who got hit in the head. He was the builder that got hit in the head. They make that story up and tell you it was Solomon. It was Hiram Biff that got hit in the head, but it really was a dude named Sukhintare Told, who was a Twa man build, because the Twas were the builders. Go back and get that papyrus with Norma and the Twa man's walking on the first dynasty. They actually wasn't the first dynasty. Actually, it was like the 6th or 7th dynasty. But we'll get into that later. I got a tape coming out on that. But these B types, are the real Caucasians. Most of y'all, people that saying y'all white, y'all got black hair, gray eyes, you got brown hair, different color hair. Now the red hair trait is another extraterrestrial trait. They come from a group of beings called the Aldebarans, the red hair, green eyed beings. They call yourself Irish, right? With the freckles, right? You are what you call Aldebaran. You come from the same. Some of y'all got B type too. You might find the green, the green eyes, red hair. They got blue type. I mean B blood type. Why? Because they were drafted out of the same beings as the Frugaloids. They all are drafted out of these Hindu beings, these Aldebarans, who actually came and they got different hair colors. One is the green, red hair, green eyes, and then another one is the black hair, gray eyes, and then you got the black hair, brown eyes. Then you got the brunette, which is Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command is also drafted out of the same beings with the B type, but Ashtar Command a little different because they test two babies and they blood type is actually like a it's a different type of blood type because they got a pasty type skin, but we don't want to get into that. B type. Most of y'all, yeah, if they got B type, they got Caucasian blood. But if they got a blonde, different colored skin, is it because they got if they got melanin? It's either because they mixed in with us, but they genetics kept spinning off the B. But it depends on what type of because they could have mixed with the dogs. It don't matter if they got bronze skin because you got to keep in mind the original B type was dark skinned beings. The Hindus were black like my glasses. The dogs, these 200 fallen niggas. I gotta do on RH. I'm still doing more research on that. But most things we coming up with is Rhesus monkey. Coming from the gibbous monkey and the mixing with these other beings who live down in the Bermuda Triangle called the primitives. If you got B blood type, it says your grandfather was AB blood type, my grandmother was O type. And what blood type you came out? AB is a combination of two of the Sands man who is the Enocytes. The Enocytes had a blood type for the second upgrade, which happened over here during the melting pot when they created the O. The O, most of y'all in America got O blood type. A lot of y'all, right? But the AB is a combination of the two. The combination of the Hindus mixing in with the Sands man, and they created the AB. The A is supposed to eat meat. I mean, they are herbivores, and they are supposed to eat like fruits and vegetables. The AB, and then like Mother Sophia was teaching me about. Mother Sophia got a different, deeper outlook, and we're gonna get her on Mother Sophia Stewart. If you're watching, we're gonna get you on the show. We just got to reset because we in the process of moving and things. So we're gonna get her on the show where she can break down her perspective. She got a way more broader perspective on blood types. And she was breaking it down for me. But I think she said the only one that well, I'll let her come on and break her perspective down. But the thing is, like I'm saying, it's about the blood. That's what she was saying. It ain't about your skin color. Skin color don't matter. Skin color don't matter. Martin Luther King came out and said it, and there's another reason he got shot in the neck. He said, "Judge a man by the color of his skin, and not by the content of. I mean, judge a man by the content of his character, and not by the color of his skin." That's what Martin Luther King said. And like I say, the people who did us look like us, but ain't us. John Rolfe and John Smith and them wasn't no white folks, or what you call them white, because like I say, white is the matrix. But they were niggas that look like us, but ain't us. That Pocahontas left on a boat full of white boys. No, she left on a boat full of Moors. Moors, black hand. The black hand. So this white black game is the guys who using the straw man analogy is the guys who using the same thing for racism, because they the ones that's in Timbuktu that shook hands with the Caucasians, the real Caucasians, or they shook hands with the Canaanites who had mixed with the Caucasians, and that's when they came out with the handshakes and masonry in 1476. It's when when these Moors who were masons, builders, master builders, who are your real masons, by the way, the 200 fallen niggas, because the Anunnakis didn't teach you how to do nothing besides until they came back the next time and had to fix their problem. They want you to just till the ground. That's what Enlil wants you to do. And then when you wouldn't do it, he got mad and made up a disguise, a plan to wipe you out, to cover his butt for breaking galactic law. You know what I'm saying? So enough of the white black game. All you Nubians that think you digressing when you try to say, try to be racist towards people who you think that's white. And like I say, ain't no such thing as white and black outside of the matrix. And what is the matrix? The mother. Who is that mother? The harlot that sat on many waters. The maritime law. Right? So white and black only exist in their maritime matrix. It don't exist. No. Matter of fact, if you go to other countries, they don't even really use the ethnic dialogue over there in other countries, in Africa and other places. They don't even use the term white and black. That's the only Western paradigm, really, technically. And when they come over here and they come into America, I saw a dude, and I had an African homeboy, right? That's a funny story, right? I had an African homeboy who came over here, and he showed me his passport. He was from Nigeria, and it said white. His status was white. Go read the book Up for Slavery by Booker T. Washington. He breaks it down into the concept of status. And go get it. I got a whole bunch of books I'm going to show you about, but the Booker T. Washington talk about it in there. It's not about white and black. That's all matrix. They've been trying to keep us, even the flag that the rebels use, that's a new Native American flag. Flag with the X on it, and the black, blue, and red flag with the X on it. The Confederate flag, I think it is. That's a Native American flag. And you got people who think that they racist or try to be, and they riding around with them on the back of their truck like they really hate, or I hate Negroes, or I hate Jews, or I hate this, right? And don't even know what the heck they got going on. Yeah, black and white, checkerboard flow, yin and yang, good and evil, bad and dark, light and dark. All that is principles that came with the Piscean age. That's the principle. This is Nomos teachings. And keep in mind who wrote your Bible, man. The Anunnakis didn't create religion. The Anunnakis didn't create religion. The Anunnakis didn't want you to worship them. They were your parents, and any parent would want to look out for the well-being of their children. It ain't the laws and commandments in the Old Testament ain't about no damn religion. That's something your dad. It's like your dad telling you, "Hey man, don't be going over there messing with that stuff because it ain't no good," or "Don't do this." Your dad just telling you a whole bunch of rules. Your parents told you a whole bunch of rules and what to do and not to do, and that's what that is. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. The Nomos turned it into a religion. These are the guys who looking up in the Genesis. Doctor already tried to bring y'all over to it. Doc said that somebody was looking up writing this. They say God hover above the waters. So somebody was looking up writing this. Who was looking up? The Nomos. Those who claim to know the most. Those who created all three of the major religions and concepts would come from these Nomos beings, teaching the Dogon people about the motion of the planet and the stars. They came from Cyrus B. Go pull up a dude named Crito Mutwa. And they say he tell you about how the Nomos who came here, and what happened was they were mad at the Anunnakis because the Anunnakis, Nubaru, passed by they star, burned it out, Cyrus B. So they got mad and followed them here. And then a part of them was working with the Nomos as the Gigis. And then at one point they broke off and fought against the Anunnakis to help the humans. And then they turned against the humans. So they like neutralzoids. You don't know when what they're gonna do. And keep in mind, this group, one of them was called Ashtar Command. They the original Ashtar Command before she ran and the so-called pale extraterrestrials who say they from Pleiades. They ain't from. They got a galaxy. I mean, they got a planet. They rent a planet out in Pleiades, like just like you going to rent an apartment or something out. They rent that out, and because Pleiades is the original the Riskians home. The Riskians are Pleiadians because all of them, when the planet blew up, they all left and went to different galaxies. Right? So Ashtar Command is in because they with the Nomos, and then these Nomos were called Ashtar Command, but she ran them is really Nomos beings and avatars. They had to get in avatars once Nubaru caused a magnetic storm on Neptune, killing 2/3 of the planet. And they was using these avatars to go off world because they, being that they were nomos, they had to be in a water type environment. But using avatars, they could go like these dry type. They only got like a certain percent, like 75% water type avatars. They can go into other environments that they usually couldn't go to, being that they were nomos. And so when they got trapped after the storm on Neptune, they end up going back to try to get help from they counterparts, which is on Cyrus B, which was Ash Star, because their star was burning out. It became known as Ash Star because of what happened when the fire burned out. So it became known as Ash Star Command. And then these other groups, the Nautics, became known as Airborne Regiment. And then they became known as the White Brotherhood, the Galactic Family of Light. I mean, the Galactic Light, the Galactic Federation of Light. And keep in mind, light only makes up 1% of the universe. So who the hell what the hell they talking about? And I see this a lot of on I think that's Rumble. They put a clip out on me talking where they screenshotted my stuff, and you got a whole bunch of people in the comments, and all them people that's in the comments is Ashtar Command. Of course, Ashtar Command is gonna come out to speak out against what I'm saying against them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They the ones that created the white supremacy, the paradigm of the Aryan Brotherhood. They the ones that influenced Hitler. They the ones that influenced the Yaku to create the Caucasoids to try to rule over the world. Ashtar Command. Okay? So let's be clear. And it's how young illiterate. Man, we make it simple. We make it illiterate. Because so anybody can hear what we saying at this point. Anybody, he that has a ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is telling. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Right? So yeah, like I was saying, so the reptilians is the ones that write in your Bible, the nomos. They the ones that created the religion. They the ones that told the Dogons that, hey, when during the winter solstice or during the time of December, the sun goes at its farthest away and it goes on up the Southern Cross. And then it comes back during Easter. That's why you can celebrate Easter, the resurrection of Christ. All that's dealing with the motion of the sun. The 12 disciples is about the Dendorian calendar and the 12 different star constellations that the sun travel around in 12 months. That's how you get the Son of God is the SUN. The 12 disciples is the 12 Zodiac, Murdoch, Michael. Why do they call the Zodiac or the Zodiac? And why is Murdoch called Michael or Zodiac? Right? It's because Inki and Murdoch went to the moon and they sat there and drew out the calendar and timed it and did the time frame on Earth and they spent months on the moon writing the time frame down of how it traveled around the sun traveled around 12 different star systems and all that, right? And then they came back and they set up your Dendorian calendar, the first calendar set up by Inki and Murdoch. And that's how it became known as the Zodiac or the Zodiacs, right? Like the Zodiac. Right, it became that coming stemming because Murdoch was involved with it. Him and or who you call Michael and Inki, who you call Israel in the Bible. Israel is one of the names of Inki, right? So, like I said, because people were saying, "Oh, that's real prophecy about some being coming back to save us." No, that was created by the Nomos, those who claim to know the most, and then these same beings It's the same. The fish wears a Pope hat. The fish wears a. I mean, I'm not take that back. The Pope wears a fish hat, right? The Pope wears a fish hat. Christians rock with a fish on back of their car, right? And he dressed just like the Nomos Dogon god. And he comes out holding the same staff as the Dogon god with the cross, because the cross represent the Southern Cross, which is in their galaxy. It's one of one of their star systems in their galaxy. And so and the people that follow the Pope are the Cardinals, which is a bird race of extraterrestrials, right? Who come from the Lyra star system. And one group is the Canarians, who are the disagreeables, who chose to fight with Hali and his people. And these beings, even though they're older than the Nomos, they worship the Nomos. Why? Because if you go back and watch that tape I put out called the extraterrestrial bird race, it'll tell you that this race is like this Canarian race is the father and ancestors of these Nomos, but they look at the Nomos like they children. And you got them parents out there that they children can be bad as hell, but in their sight, they children can do no wrong, and they gonna have their children back no matter what. But their children's bad as hell. It's kind of like that thing. So the Canarians, it's like they children, they babies, and they look up to them, and they kind of worship them in a sort of kind of way. So that's why you see the Cardinals following this Pope round dressed like a Nomos. It's all galactic information that's being hidden and encoded right there within that. And the religious they call in Christianity is really a Dogon religion, which, like I say, the Nomos taught the Dogons, who are one of the ancient Egyptians. The first concept of a Christ type being or something like that is coming from ancient Kemet, coming from the Haru story, even from the King Tut story of this savior type being coming back to relieve his people of whatever evils, darknesses came onto the planet at the time. So it's really, but it still comes from the concept. Haru is created from the concept, even though a lot of these people were real people, and the concepts were later taken by humans, and the humans applied because in ancient Kemet, which is it's a children's science. Nuwapu is a children's science, was dealing with sound, right, and reasoning. But in order to teach the kids about this Dogon information, we turned all of these different things into characters. So the sun became Haru or Ra, right? And so even though we know Ra is really Murdoch, right? But they made it into the sun, just like they turned Nimrod into the sun once he died. So they take people who was high up, and they like the god who they consider as gods, and turn them into associate them with celestial objects in the sky. And that's how the religious whole if you go study Judaism, the laws and commandments has nothing to do with Judaism. Judaism is astronomy. If you study it, it's astronomy. The 12 tribes of Israel, they don't got nothing to do with us as a people who are the real Israelites. Like I say, the laws and commandments were rules we been had. In ancient Kemet, we had the 42 negative confessions. We had your Bible really is a plagiarized, and no offense, the truth has just got to be told. The Bible is a plagiarized book from the Samaritan tablets and the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, and pretty much the storyline of Haru, right, and all that. That's what the Bible is. It's and put together by the Nomos and the 200 fallen. That's why you got 66 books for 666, and they took 6 books out, giving you 666, the book of the devil. They have the numbers of the devil, right, telling you what it is. But like I say, all these were concepts created in ancient Kemet about different things that we associated to teach the children. It was a children's science. And so, and like I say, Judaism is astronomy. Islam is astronomy. That's why they use a moon and a star for their symbols. I'm talking about the religion. And it's the original Islam that we've been had for billions of years. Islam didn't come with Muhammad. I'm not talking about the religious Islam. I'm talking about Islam civics. Islam civics started with the universe. And that's what Elijah Muhammad really was teaching, Islam civics. That's why that's why the Nation of Islam is so powerful now, because it's based off Islam civics. Islam, the religion, was the cover up to keep the government and the U.S. corps from messing with them. Elijah Muhammad was a brilliant. Telling you. He was being driven by the mother nature. He was being driven by the ultimate source of the universe to do what he was doing. And a lot of people don't like. A lot of people was coming out to try to speak out and listen to the devil and what they were saying about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And little do they know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the same as Elijah, because it said before that great and dreadful day of the Lord, I seen you, Elijah. Right, and Elijah came to prepare the way. Elijah came to fix Islam civics. He did it. He did it. He put it out. He got, and he was giving you some galactical shit at the same time. Yeah, see, hey, that's right, Spun. That's right, Commando. We'll get into that too. But we're trying to cater to the guys who are still kind of like religious. That's the next. That's a whole nother level right there. The 6 carbons. We're gonna get into that, right? The 666, right? Because it's dealing with the number of man, and man is carbon, right? We'll get into that on another tape, because I got a whole bunch of scientific tapes coming out. That's I'll talk about all that in the Ascension Manual. By the way, Young Elder got 8 books, and I got 9 more books. I can show you. I got 9 more books that I'm finna be having done. I'm trying to get them out, but I've been working on trying to get the tapes out at the same time. So it's like a process, but I got 9 books already I'm gonna put out. So I'll be having 17 books so far, right? We'll have 17 books dropping, and we'll get into that. But we're really trying to touch on the racism needs to go out, because the matrix going out. The racism goes out with the matrix. White and black goes out with the system. That's part of the whore that sit on many waters, the harlot, who caused a lot of people to drink from her cup of this illusion, a cup of illusions, right? So white and black is an illusion, right? Nobody's really white and black. Just think about it, y'all. Nobody's really white. Them guys red mans. He the red man, right? How he became known as the red man and the redneck is that when Cockmos and Ockmos and them Cable told him, sound familiar for you square business guys? When they Cable told him 3 times, for you guys that thought for the guys that thought they was tough and they were masters, and they Cable told the guys 2 times who thought they was, just not, they got in the game good, and then they Cable told the other guys 1 time who just got in the game for my enter apprentice, right? But they Cable told these guys up around their neck 3 times, and then they blindfold them, and then they roll their pants legs up, because you get you walking in sand. Anybody ever been to the beach? Sand to get anywhere, sand to get in your shoes, sand to get in the crack of your ass, sand to get down in there, boy. I'm telling you, anywhere, sand to be. You go to the beach and get out, you'll be still having sand coming off of you when you get back to the crib. So sand get off up in there. So we had to roll their pants leg up. Now, keep in mind, it was like 110 degrees, 125 degrees up out there. So the sand was burning hot sand. So they had to, sometime they rode their goat. They had to ride their goat, because you got to keep in mind, these real Canaanites, these real Hyksos, they were goat herders. That's how you get the goat in Freemasonry. Really, the storylines that you square business guys think y'all going through is not our storyline. You was the master on 4. And they were the slave walking on 2, because the master ride the horse, the master ride the camel, right? The masters don't do no walking. The slaves get chained around their neck, and they walk. They chain them all together and walk them. And you know what they did? They blindfolded them. Don't you get blindfold square business when you go in there? And then we robbed them. We took out everything they had before we marched them out of ancient Kemet of the East. Ockmos took everything they had. Ockmos was the little brother. He took everything they had, all their metals, anything they had of valuables. Look at my tape called Across the Burning Sand. I already put all this information out already. And then they marched them in circles. Why did these Moors? Because Ockmos and Cockmos were Moors. They were Moors. Now take that back. I think Akmos was a Moor, but I think Cockmos wouldn't be classified as a Moor. Yeah, no, Cockmos was a Moor too, because his mother was from the Afar. So but their dad wasn't a Moor. Their dad was the Twa man. The Twa man ain't Moors. The Twa mans didn't come from Ora Chaldea. The Twa mans was in South Africa, right? And so the Twa man would be classified as Moor, but their mama was from the Afar tribe. Arkmos and Cockmos' mother was from the Afar tribe, and their dad was from the Twa. Sarita Kato's Twa man, and so they were part Twa, part Afar, and so that they'd be classified as Moors, Cockmos and Arkmos. So the Moors rounded these guys up with the blindfold and cable toes on them, and then because I'm getting into how they became known as rednecks, and then they marched them to the caves. But before they marched to the caves, they marched them in a circle. Why? Because they wanted to disillusion them, so they wouldn't know where they was going. Because these guys knew how to use the stars to travel. The Moors knew how to use the stars to travel, right? From what the 200 Fallen taught. Because remember, one of the 200 Fallen taught them astronomy. He taught them how to move off the stars. One of the 200 Fallen. Huh? The Anunnakis didn't want them to know that. The Anunnakis they said that was witchcraft. They said that what the Moors, these 200 Fallen, taught the humans about how to use the stars to get around the planet is witchcraft. Navigation today would be witchcraft, according to the Bible. Had to have a navigation system in your car is witchcraft. That's astronomy. That's what one of the 200 Fallen taught the humans. Man, we're trying to get y'all there, man. Hey, Phase, man, it might take a little longer than we thought. It might take a little longer than we thought. Hey, Rod, man, it might take a little longer than we thought. But we pretty much putting it out. Yeah, so yeah, navigation system, any Google Map, all that is taught by the 200 Fallen. Now, is that bad? Is Google Map bad now? Are you still gonna use Google Map now that you know that the 200 Fallen taught you how to do it? And it's a key word is go look in the book of Enoch, look at what all the angels taught, and then look at one of the angels taught astronomy. One of them taught, like we said, we already got into the Smiths and the Waynes and all that. And we're gonna introduce you to the others. It's like 5 more families we're gonna introduce you to on the next spin, and we're gonna give you their connection and how they become who they become. And but like I said, the main thing, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. The main thing we getting at is racism. No more racism. Nobody's gonna win. Like the Nomos is the people who set this paradigm up, because amongst them, some of the Draconian tribes, they have what you call albinos. That's another thing. It's a difference between albinos and Caucasians. Albinos are Nubians. Albinos are Nubians who are melanin deficiency, and so the Canaanites are really Nubians. Besides the ones that mixed their seed with the Frigidal Lords when they got to the mountains, Caucasus Mountains, because Canaan means lowlander. And the name of that land you calling Israel, they say it was Canaan. But the people that was in that land before the Canaanites came, right, were the Afar people. And they call these people the Ebonite tribe. And these are the ones the Coneheads and all them came up to mix with. It says that the scene. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get in it. I got sidetracked about the redneck thing. So as they march them in circles, because we were talking about the astronomy, right, and how these Moors got taught by the 200 Fallen. The Moors are really the children of the 200 Fallen, and that's why the Moors knew how to use the navigation, because that's a trait that the 200 Fallen people passed down to them. And so keep on going. They marched them in circles. And when we went to the military, they did this to us. When they used to put us on, when we went down range after we got our basic training, they put us on a bus and they made us put your face in the bag, put your face in the bag. They drove us around in circles so we wouldn't know where we was. And then they told us when we took our face off the bag, we was down range at the barracks. And they said, "Welcome to hell. Get the hell off my bus. Get the hell off my bus." Right? That's what they told us, right? And But I'm making a point here. So they march them in circles to disillusion area, and when they take you into a lodge, in the Masonic lodge, they walk you in circles. They put a blindfold on you. They roll your pants leg up. They take your medals and they roll you around in a circle. Around you guided by I think the senior warden or senior deacon is the one that guides you around the lodge. You know what I'm saying? And then you know encounter other. We can't get it. We don't get too much into it because uh we like square business, and and I'm one of the we one of the authenticators of this information. So we ain't gonna get too much into it because you gotta do a lot of stuff on your own due time. But we'll just give you a little just so you can because we in the time we ain't in the time of concealment. We in the time of revealment. We in the time of revelation. Right. And I ain't got no oath with them, so I could tell you really whatever. I could tell you anything about them, but because I got all the stuff on them. But I like square business, and some of the stuff is just man stuff, or in the order. So I don't talk about it like publicly unless I'm talking to somebody that's in it. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, like I say, I ain't. But I'm a Mason, but I would be classified as clandestine to them because they say, oh yeah, he never got no paperwork. I'm an outlaw Mason. What they would say, oh, he an outlaw Mason because he never got no paperwork and been under the jurisdiction, and he never got plugged into the matrix. Now I'm not part of your matrix. I'm not 32 degrees froze. I'm not 33 degrees walking around like no dog. Let's clear that up, right? So let's get back into it. As we marched them in the burning sand with the cable tows around their neck, when we got them to the caves and took the blindfold on them, they were blinded by the light. When you go into the lodge and they take the blindfold off of you and they show you the three great lights, you blinded by the light. He's blinded by the light. Doc already broke this down already in a book called I think it's called the Millennial Books, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I got both of them books too, the Millennial Books, where Doc break down the story of Sekinda Ray Toll and Tyra Red, the Hippo deity in ancient Kemet, all that, right? In this book called the Millennial Book, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now, them books might be hard to find. You might can't even find them. You know what I'm saying? But I got them joints. Shout out 12 Elder Rockwell, man, for sending me them joints. Right? Because this afforded us to be able to unlock this information to you right now. Freedom Master Teacher Dr. Malachi Z York, man. So those two books, the Millennial Book, Volume 1 and Volume 2, if you got them joints, a lot of this information is in those books that Doc put out. Right? Yes, like I say, it may be hard you might can get them from All Eyes on Me Cultural Center in Atlanta, Georgia. They might have them, right? You might can find an old head that might got them, but they probably ain't gonna let them joints go. You know what I'm saying? They probably ain't gonna. You probably have to give an arm and a leg to get them joints from the old head. You know what I'm saying? If there's some only joints, because they ain't printing them no more on thing. You know, those books. Yeah, but when we got them to the caves and took the cable tow from around their neck, they had rednecks from the cable tow heating up and burning their neck. So that's how they got the name Rednecks from the Moors taking them to the caves. And so that's what the Moors call them, Rednecks, right? These 200 fallen niggas, right? And we could get into that. But like I say, the paradigm of the three concepts of religion at this point should be already broke down as the nomos. The people who wrote your Bible or put your Bible together are the nomos, the Christians. They are the real Christians, the nomos people. Romans are real Christians. The first Christianity church is set up by Romans. Who are the Romans? The Etruscans, the 200 fallen niggas who came down the land, didn't have no home. They were nomads, so they roamed the land and became known as Arabs. Arab means to roam. The 200 fallen roamed the land, the Romans, right? And now you said, and then some of these Romans were nomos, those who claim to know the most, and they just so happened to look more humanoid at this point because they looked at more reptilian when they left, and then they came back billions of years later, looking more humanoid looking. And they came down and they had this concept, and they began walking the land, roaming around, and set up this, and they came out with this idea that we're gonna create this paradigm in 1476, this black and white paradigm, and we're gonna create this straw man paradigm. The black and white paradigm, some people could say, oh no, it was this I heard Tosh Tariq Bey say it was this other guy that he created the paradigm. I'll think of his name in a minute. But the truth of the matter is the paradigm was created in 1476, right before the Spanish Inquisition started, with these 200 fallen Etruscan niggas in Timbuktu, where the Grand Lodge was, because Timbuktu, that's where the Grand Lodge that Mansa Musa built in Timbuktu. That's what it was, like a temple or a school where they started. This is what these dirty Moors started schooling they front man, and they set up what you call straw man at that point. 1476 is when they sold us out. This is a war between Inki and Enlil, and they don't really care how you mortals or humans live, but they really live like you mortals or humans live, sitting up on their crowd drinking beers and eating beers, sitting up on the crowd. Telling you, bro. Been running the game for about 10 billion years. Boys got technology. They talking that God stuff. They watch it from the satellite. They trying to evolve us. Really on the low, Enlil trying to dissolve us. Niggas ain't slow. We ain't riding a small bus. That's facts. We back. Big Mama's babies, nigga, we back. That's facts. When I pull up in the back. You gotta go jam it, man. That's facts. Yeah, so it was two different groups of Moors. Don't get it twisted. You had the good Moors, which is Abraham and his people. Then you had the dirty Moors, which come down from Bela, Ahab, which is Enlil's son. Look, Enlil's son was all the bad guys. Or at least that's what they tell. That's from one perspective. They say that Nanar was a bad guy. Nanar Sin was a bad guy. That's Enlil's son. They say that Baal, all through the Bible, was a bad guy. And like I was telling people over it's different perspectives, because who the real bad guys here? The Elohims of your Bible wiped out the humans. The Elohims of the Bible destroyed Meldick, a whole planet. The Elohims of the Bible destroyed 2/3 of the population on Neptune. The Elohims on the Bible, they're completely destroyed this planet. The people that was here before they came, your Elohims came to this earth, it was people here. And those people said that they didn't like the Elohims because the Elohims were disagreeable and they were going to cause trouble. And they didn't know they really want to do business with them and exchange, get them gold. But they end up talking them into it. The Elohims talked the people here into it. And then just like the people said, they was right. The Elohims end up causing a war, a nuclear blast. What you think happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? They dropped a nuclear blast on you know what nuclear bombs do to the atmosphere? The Anunnakis dropped so many nuclear bombs on Earth after keep in mind, after they blew the planet in half, they come back and get into a pissing match between each other, Inki and Enlil and Murdoch them. They all get into a battle and start dropping nuclear bombs on each other and destroy the Earth's atmosphere. Who are the bad guys here? The 200 fallen just came down and got some coochie. They came down and got some coochie, and then they had children with these women. So they say, you know what? We're going to teach our children what we know. We're going to pass them on a trait. I'm not taking sides here because the 200 fallen is against it. I'm an Anunnaki. So I'm riding with my big power no matter what. I'm riding with Anu said and Murdoch said. Murdoch said them niggas who ain't with us. Hey, them niggas ain't with us. But I'm just giving you both perspectives right here, right? Because I'm with Michael now. You know what I'm saying? Because Michael and them got the coochie, for real. Because the war, I'm telling you. So, hey, like I'm saying, these people came down and then passed on traits to their children. It's like you being a barber, and then you teach your son how to be a barber. Is that bad? Is that bad? You passing on a trait? Now, trait can go different ways because there's different words for trait, right? Trait can mean a genetical trait. They pass on genetical traits too. Because a lot of y'all don't have nappy, woolly hair like the A blood type. The A blood type. The A blood type got nappy, woolly hair. tight and kinky, so tight you can't even comb that shit. You comb it, it curve back up to the 9 ether. It's called. The B blood type got straight hair, fur. The B blood type, usually most of them got fur. If you got a B blood type and you mix with the O, you might have got a curly or 7.5, 8. You know what I'm saying? Some of them got 8. But like I said, this is about black and white. You ain't no dang on you ain't no Caucasian unless you got blonde hair and blue eyes and bleed blood type. So if you don't got them cat, you ain't white. Really, nobody's white. Like I said, that's the paradigm that they created, the matrix. You got to unplug from that the hate, because the person you can meet a white person, they might save your life, and the same vice versa. A black person can save your life. I lived in the most racist place in the world, East Texas, the most place. Supposedly that's the last place they told when they told the so-called slaves they were free. No, they full of crap, but that really was the Louisiana Purchase. I'm running off our land, but what they're pretty much trying to say is the last people that got ran out their land was in Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're really trying to say. The last Washitas they got ran out their land on the other side of the Washita River was the people in Texas. Right? And but I lived in the most racist place in Texas, and there was this one dude, he was actually part of the Ku Klux Klan. And a black guy saved his life. A black preacher. They say black preacher. And keep in mind about the word black for you Moors. Y'all already know the game. The black and white game. But the Nubian brother saved his life, and then he had a different outlook on what was going on. He's like, man, they are trying to keep us against each other. The rich elites don't look when they go to the parties, the rich elite, it be Nubians in there and white folks. And they consider everybody gods, everybody on the same level. They don't look at white and black. That's a paradigm for poor folks. Poor people look at white and black. That's how you keep you poor. They keep you poor with racism. They keep you poor with hatred. Because if you always focus on hate, that's a negative energy. You always gonna stay down. You always gonna stay down. Now, like Elijah Muhammad said, though, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta distinguish truth from facts, and because facts can subject to change. Truth don't never change. See, it's a fact that it's sunny outside right now, but it can rain, and it'll change that fact. So don't say you got actual facts, because actual facts could change. You can say, oh, you should say I got actual truth. You know what I'm saying? Actual truth don't change. The truth ain't gonna change. Facts could change. It's a fact that I got on a red shirt now, but I could take this shirt off and put on a blue shirt, and then me having on a red shirt wouldn't actually be an actual fact no more. So truth, it's a difference. It's a thin line between truth and facts. And the truth of the matter is that, like I said, to sum it up, because we didn't want this to go long, white and black is the matrix. It's the paradigm to keep the poor and to keep this cattle game, this black and white dairy product cattle game going, which they got set up in the state of Delaware to put you on as chattel property of the Roman Catholic Empire, or the Roman Empire, who are the 200 fallen niggas. You know what I'm saying? The 200 fallen is ones that taught all your religion. Even the Hindu, and any kind of religion is taught by the Nomos or the Hindus. The Anunnakis never taught religion. We never told you to bow before us. Go read your Bible again. Go read the Injil, Revelations chapter 22, verse 8. Get up. I am your fellow servant. Nigga, we breathe air just like you. We got to breathe oxygen and hydrogen just like humans. The Anunnakis is on a ship and they breathe in air. So who really God? Because God is whoever you need. If the Anunnakis need air, then air is their God. And that's what we told you in the Bible. God breathed his spirit. This air is God. Right? Truth is truth. I'm telling you, man. So figure it out. Or better yet, figure it in. Or that's your ass gonna be figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Better figure that shit in. And then so And the famous everybody get up out of here, man. We didn't want to hold you long. We just want to give you another alive for the day. Like I say, we still tonight we won't do nothing as the sun go down today. We don't do nothing all the way until the sun go down the next day. Now, some people y'all might say that's the Sabbath, and we can get into that too with the Saturn worship and all that. But it ain't. The 200 fallen tried to make you think that this was something that our parents did. Our parents rest on the seventh day, and they turned it into evil shit. It ain't had nothing to do with religion. It's just something that it was a rules that we did, traditions that we did, passed down from us, our family, who are the Elohim, right? So everybody got their own perspective. Put it like this: this is what should I do to claim my nationality? Hey, in order to claim your nationality, all you gotta do is know who you are. Know who you are, because they ain't gonna ask you for no paperwork. These people that's gonna be coming, they're gonna ask you, who are you? Who are you? Who your tribe? Who your people? That's what they're gonna ask you. So you need to know that, because they're gonna ask you. And they usually give you 3 chances to ask them. If you say, oh well, I'm black, they're gonna say, well, who's that? Oh well, I'm black this. Oh well, who's that? The 3rd time you don't answer right, they gonna take your ass up into the Wizard of Oz. So paperwork is out. That's the paperwork is the yin and yang. You ain't figured it out yet. They ain't really using paper no more. They logging everything in the computers. They don't use typewriters no more. The system is going to a whole nother ballgame. So you ain't gonna need paperwork. Everything's gonna be computerized. So it'll tell you that in order to claim your nationality, all you gotta do is publicly announce to everybody when they ask you who you is, you tell them, oh, I'm Washita, or I'm Muskogee, or I'm Shinnecock, I'm such and such. And then we got tribal names too. My name is Chief Blackhawk. You might have your own tribal name. Hey, shout out Chief Care Bear. Look at T, she gonna be laughing about that. Shout out Chief Care Bear, man. Shout out Chief Honey Bear, Dame Calloway. Shout out Chief Pontiac, Rod Hayes, Skype 8 at the North Gate, right? Shout out Chief Warhorse, right? My chief of the Choctaw Nation down in Slidell, Louisiana, right? Shout out Chief Bald Eagle, another one of the chiefs on the Choctaw land. Shout out Empress Rarebird, right? The Empress on the land, right? Big Mama. Shout out, who else? Shout out Taj Tariq Bey, man, one of our master teachers. Free to Dr. Malachi Z York. Free Larry Hoover. Free Jeff Ford. Angel Malik Bey, right? Chiefs back on the land. Let the 4 chiefs walk, man. Like it says, Enlil made us worship. Nah, Enlil didn't make us worship him. Enlil wasn't the one. Enlil them never said that. Go read Revelations chapter 22, verse 8. Get up, I am your fellow servant. We ain't never, the Enlil and them didn't want no worship. It's like this. It's like a respect type of thing. Like you want your children to do what you tell them. You want your children to, you don't want them to just go around and just act like they run your house or they run you, your children. You want your children to be respectful. So it was kind of like that thing with Enlil and Inki them. It wasn't no religion, bow, serve me, worship me. Nah, we ain't never said that. Go read Revelation chapter 22, verse 8 right now and see what it say. We the same as you. You don't want your damn kids acting a fool, do you? Unless you're a bad parent. These are they were good parents. So they're gonna give you rules and regulations. And them rules and regulations been around before the Bible, all it. Why you think Cain got accused for murder? Murder was already on the books. Go back and get a thing called 42 negative confessions or the 42 laws of Ma'at. Same thing, right? Or the Indian tribes, Israelites. Yes, because they mixed with the Moors. The Moors are the real Israelites. The Moors, Abu Bakr and them were Israelites. Mansa Musa and them were Israelites. Well, Mansa Musa wouldn't be, but Mansa Musa was an Israelite, but Abu Bakr, he had a different mother. And take that back. My Abu Bakr is an Israelite too. Abu Bakr would be classified as an Israelite too, because they come down from Abraham and the Moors. And the Moors. Abraham was a Moor. So the tribes over here mixed in with these people. These people came over, and the Moors came over here and mixed in the Israelites. So yeah, we are Israelites as well, and Hebrews. Hebrews means the people to cross over because some of our ancestors crossed over to mix in with the ancestors that was over here. We was already going back and forth for thousands of years. How you think watermelon got over here? And how you think corn got over there? When corn is native over here and watermelon they say is native over there. So we was already doing a bordering system for thousands of years prior to Christopher Columbus. That's what they ain't gonna tell you. So get the white, black thing out of your head. I don't want to hear nobody talking racism no more. You talking racism, you still holding us back. This ain't about racism no more. It's about getting unplugging from the matrix, losing the white, black paradigm. You ain't white, you Irish or something. You German. You ain't no white man. That's the Western paradigm. Go over to another country and see they using that white, black paradigm. We the people of the West, we the ones that's being robbed out of anybody on the planet. Go back and watch the tape I just put out called Follow the Yellow Brick Road, Big Mama's Banking System. Watch the tape I just put out called How Neo Became the One. And all that so as to unplug, we unplugging people piece by piece. And we giving them what they need so that they can succeed. You know what I'm saying? Become Elohims again. Now the man has become like us. He knows good from evil. Right? And on that note, we about to get up out of here. And like I said, in the famous words of Sai Baba, we gonna win this war. Why? Because we can dance and they can't. Why do?